said it's something.
Wow.
That don't.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We move on. Well, the healthcare strikers, right?
Yeah, but this is just for what, Kaiser people?
More than 75,000 workers strike at hundreds of Kaiser health facilities across the U.S. So this is an old story, but I believe they still striking because you heard something. You was at some meeting. You heard something recently.
The union meeting.
That they're still
and they're
striking.
Part of the same union. I didn't know that.
Right.
Healthcare
union that you part of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but this part of them. Mm-hmm. So if they strike, what is that? What if they say they want the whole union to strike?
It's workers with Kaiser.
So, but what if
we all work for different organizations. So, like, I even found out at the union meeting that there are some people there that get paid by the state specifically. I don't get paid by the state.
Okay,
I get paid by another group.
So, tens of thousands of Kaiser Permanente went on strike Wednesday amid a simmering dispute over staffing levels. So that's what you're saying. They're still on strike.
Wow.
The coalition union has described the work stoppage as the largest strike of healthcare workers in U.S. history. The strike targets, Kaiser hospitals and medical offices in California, Colorado, Oregon, Virginia, and the District of Columbia and Washington State. So not all states. Mm-hmm. Negotiations between the Kaiser executive and workers are ongoing. So
wow.
So they still striking.
And I hope too, because the healthcare industry is a tough one. It's like when teachers strike, healthcare. Mm-hmm. That's dealing with people.
Yeah,
you're dealing with kids, people, and taking care of them, their health.
Yeah,
we can't let that. Hopefully, they'll negotiate and get to where they.
And they said it's a dispute over staffing levels.
Wow.
The work stoppage is the largest strike in healthcare workers in U.S. history. So there you go.
So I'm hoping
it's going to affect. They serve 13 million patients and operates 39 hospitals and more than 600 medical offices across those 8 states. The striking includes nurses, emergency department technicians, radiology technicians, x-ray technicians, respiratory therapists, medical assistants, pharmacists, and hundreds of other positions.
And I'm reading what Wendy's saying. The actresses and actors are still on strike too. All these strikes are just catching people off guard here.
Yep. Well, they saying they striking some days and going back some days and striking because of the care of the patients. I guess they don't want to. This is one of those ones where if you strike, people can actually die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the garbage workers striked when they were in Rome. Italy.
Oh my God! When we was in Rome, that was horrible.
It was awful. It was garbage all in bags, all along the street. The garbage people were on strike.
Yeah,
you can't let them go on strike.
You don't want your garbage people to go on strike. Let me see. Wendy says the actors and actresses still on strike as well as with SAG. The writers can do nothing without the actors. The contracts would probably be similar. Yeah, that's what I thought when they said the only thing I can see with the writers coming back.
Some of the writers
is late night TV shows were able to come back.
The writers for The View,
and then if you think about it, you have to write before the stuff goes out. So they're making the way for y'all to come back.
Jimmy Kimmel is back.
Because if you think about it, if everybody stayed on strike at the same time, let's say it was over at the same time, what are you going to be working on? Nobody was writing anything. So this is the time for them to write the whole seasons for these shows that's not coming on and all of that. So when the actors are off strike, they can come back and they have something to work.
Think about this too. I've seen strikes in general with a lot of different industries. Mm-hmm. If a strike is going on for a certain length of time, what does that tell you? Because when in the Chicago area, when the Chicago public school teachers go on strike, it really hurt the school system because the kids were not able to go to school for it had to have been over almost a month.
Yeah. And
they had to negotiate because that hurts the kids.
Well,
so a lot of these unions and with their, like some people, and I don't mean to step on because I'm part of a union too. Some people look at what that person does and whatever that industry is and they'll go, will we miss them if they didn't get whatever they needed?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the UAW.
Yeah.
Those are people that build trucks and cars and stuff. And I'm thinking some people are
we're
not
going to talk about that one.
Other than the health care. So
Okay.
I don't know. That's a hard
one.
Well,
the coalition, the Kaiser Permanente health care worker strike, they didn't reach a deal. So as of yesterday, it says that they are threatening that they will be going on a second strike again. Remember, they strike, went back to work. Mm-hmm. Now they're getting ready to strike again. It says the facilities across California, Washington, Oregon, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. have threatened to strike for a second time. It goes up. For a second time if a new labor contract is not agreed before November 1st. After a contract for 3,000 more Kaiser employees in Seattle expires on October 31st. So 3,000 more are going to join them after October 31st. The second planned strike will involve more employees, and it will be longer than the first one, running from November 1st through November 8th, according to a statement. So they give time stamps because, again, I think because you have patience. And people have to plan that. They have to say, okay, well, my doctor or my nurse is not going to be there, or it might be harder to get an appointment or an operation or something during this time. So we may schedule operations that may not be life-threatening, maybe at a different date or something like that. And
it's so funny because when I saw the movie today, they had AIs everywhere.
They were in
operating rooms.
Which we said they would be. Surgically. We said they would be.
They were with patients.
Yeah.
They were police officers.
Well, okay. You're telling the whole movie. Just think about AI. AI is everywhere.
Everywhere.
It'll be everywhere. And then, I ain't gonna, well, I don't want, that won't tell the movie. You have to use AI to beat AI. Remember?
Yeah.
So that's a problem.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Wendy says the writers can do nothing with the actors. Yes, Kim, preparation. Yeah. Yep. All right, y'all. So that's another thing that's going on. Yeah, that ain't even. We don't have no good news.
Don't nobody bring me no bad news.
Oh, no bad news.
No bad news.
Oh, no bad news.
No bad news.
Don't you ever bring me no bad news.
No bad news.
Well, you can and but don't nobody bring me
no bad news.
Oh, when I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling kind of blue. Don't nobody bring me no bad news.
No bad news.
Cause I already feel something. And but don't nobody bring me
no bad news.
Oh, no bad news.
No bad news.
Oh, no bad news.
No bad news.
Don't you ever bring me no bad news.
No bad news.
Well, you can such and such and such and such. And but don't nobody bring me
no bad news.
Don't you ever bring me.
Don't you ever. No. Bad news.
All right.
Okay.
I'm laughing. All right.
The Blues Sisters.
What'd she say?
The Blues Sisters.
Don't
nobody bring me no bad news.
Wendy says, I have good news. I'm feeling better. Thank you for your prayers.
Oh, thank you for the praise report.
Oh. And Wendy says, my uncle always said I may have a red phone and a black phone.
My cousins wrote a song. I got a praise report, all is well. I got a praise report, all is well. I got a praise report, all is well. Wendy got a praise report, all is well. No matter what it looks like, no matter how I feel, I got a praise report, all is well. My cousin wrote that.
Can't you sing a song everybody knows?
I don't care. I'm trying to advertise my cousin's song.
But what's a praise song that everybody knows?
It doesn't matter. You can learn that one in 2 minutes. I got a praise report. All is well. That's simple.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Wendy.
She says, when the red one rings, I don't answer. All right.
The Batman phone.
UAW, the United Auto Workers, says it scored a major concession. I guess this is good news.
Okay.
From GM and it will not expand its Big Three strike Friday.
Oh, okay.
United Workers, President Sean Fawn, I guess, said Friday that Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis will all avert an expansion of United Auto Workers' work stoppages at this time, suggesting the unprecedented strikes against all three could be nearing soon.
Good.
He said that the union made decision after a major breakthrough in talks with GM on a key bargaining goal concerning the future of auto jobs, as the automakers shift from traditional gas-powered cars to EVs.
Electric.
They said that they will give the United Auto Workers the contracts to do the batteries.
To do the batteries here, not in China.
So that knocks over, saying that Biden is going to give jobs to China.
Thank you.
Remember, that was his whole big old speech.
Mm-hmm.
Biden's going to give jobs to China. They're going to have the batteries. And while my boat blows up and I'm sitting on that battery and I'm floating down to the bottom, I'm wondering if I'm going to get electrocuted. He's so stupid.
He is.
First of all, if your boat goes down, no one wants you floating on anything. We want you gone immediately with the pieces of the boat. Then again, there is a part of me that want you to float down to the bottom hanging onto a battery.
Oh, no.
And get electrocuted.
Oh, no, a Titanic.
Right.
Mama said no. We're still praying for him. Remember, we're praying for him, right, Wendy? We're praying for
Somebody prayed for me, had me on their mind, took the time and prayed for me. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me. My mama prayed for me, had me on her mind, took the time and prayed for me. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed. I'm so glad she prayed for me. That's what you want Trump to say?
When you get in the song, you know how you get in the song, pray for me.
Right.
And then all that, my sister.
Right.
Like, oh, Lord.
Is that what you want Trump to say?
Yes.
All right.
They prayed for me.
Somebody prayed for me. Had my hair on their mind.
Yes.
Took the time and
we
prayed
took
for
the
me.
time to pray for Trump.
I'm so glad they prayed.
You better be glad.
I would have already prayed for myself, but I'm so glad they prayed too. I'm so glad they prayed for me.
Wow.
Nobody else but me.
Yes.
They didn't pray for anybody else in the country but me. Everybody in the world was praying for me.
You're right. We got to pray desperately. We got to be careful how we say our prayers for him. Wow.
Thank you.
For me.
That for me.
Just for me.
Just for me.
Jesus died just for me.
He didn't die for you. He died for me. So that I can lead you to the glory land. All right?
God. That man crazy enough to think that.
Now, Fawn, this guy, the union guy, said they made the decision after the major breakthrough with GM. So this is good.
Good. So they're getting good news too. I mean, I hate to slap on them like I did earlier, but when they can negotiate and get some good news, that's the workers are like smiling and they can go home.
Yes.
Okay.
And even though AI could do these things, you still need humans.
Yeah.
You're going to need humans to put the machines together.
Yeah.
But then you could get a machine to put the machines together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. What did y'all say here? Let's see. Wendy says, okay, her on the phone. Sing, Lenore. She said, sing, Lenore, when you were singing. Somebody prayed for me, had me on their mind, and took the time to pray for me. That's what Wendy said.
Yes.
I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed. I'm so glad they prayed for me. She said, sing, girlies.
All right.
All right, y'all.
So what's next?
I don't know what this. Oh, I had this thing.
That goes to, I think when I had looked at it, it goes to a different
after a
page,
while?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll move on. Okay, so here we go.